provided with a tendon having a parabolic profile if total external load on the beam is 40 kilonewton per meter on entire span. Calculate calculate the extreme stresses for the midspan section for the midspan section full stop. Tendon carries a pre-stressing force of 1500 kilonewton. The diagram is also given. I will draw the diagram. This is your neutral axis. This is the cross section. This is 400 by 600. Cross section is 400 mm by 600 mm. The span of the beam is 8 meter. And UDL is acting. This is the external load, that is the live load, which is 40 kilonewton per meter, and tendon is parabolic tendon. So now this type of tendon is given. This is the parabolic tendon, and the eccentricity of the tendon is 100 mm. So this eccentricity from the center, it is 100 mm, and the pre-stressing force is also given to us. Pre-stressing force at these points, the pre-stressing force is how much? It is 1500 kilonewton. 1500 kilonewton. This is the pre-stressing force. Now they told us to calculate the extreme stresses. Okay, so here you can add in the numerical that use stress concept, strength concept, and load balancing concept. Now we will solve this problem by using all the three concepts. Okay, so first we will find out the things which are required for us, that is area of the beam. First, area is how much? It is 240 into 10 to the power 3 mm square. 400 by 600 are the cross sectional dimensions. So now z it is bd square by 6 for rectangular section. So it is 400 into 600 square divided by 6. So the value of Z is 24 into 10 raised to 6 mm cube. So the value of Z, then stressing force, it is given P is equal to 1500 kilonewton. Okay, now we will use first stress concept. So first is the stress concept. First we will use the stress concept. Now here in the stress concept we know that sigma is equal to P by A, P by Z, M by Z, those terms we are using. So first of all we will find out what is the direct stress. So direct stress is equal to, direct stress means what? What is the notation? Sigma 0. Okay, sigma 0 direct stress. It is equal to P by A. So the value of P is 1500 into 10 raised to 3 Newton divided by area 240 into 10 raised to 3. It is in mm square. So the value of direct stress, that is P by A, is works out to be how much? Calculate the value. 6.25. Okay, so direct stress is the compressive stress which is always positive. So it is plus 6.25 Newton per mm square, that is megapascal. Okay, so this is the direct stress. Now after the direct stress we will calculate the stress due to eccentricity. Okay. So second thing is stress due to eccentricity. So stress due to eccentricity, it is calculated as PE by Z. Now where plus minus or minus plus, how we are going to decide? So now if you see here, okay, now we are calculating the extreme stresses at mid-span section. Okay, so this is your mid-span section, this is your end section, this is end section, and this is mid-span section. So in the mid-span section there is a eccentricity of 100 mm over here, and the pre-stressing force is acting in this tendon. Okay, so if you rotate this pre-stressing force about this neutral axis, then it will rotate in this direction. This is the direction of rotation, from downward side to upward side. This is the direction of rotation. Okay, this is the direction. This will try to uplift the neutral axis. Okay, so this will try to uplift the neutral axis, so it will bend in this fashion. It will be hugging. Bending profile is the hugging profile. So tension is at top and compression is at bottom. So plus is at top, minus is at bottom. Okay, so this understanding is most important, where to take plus and where to take minus. Okay, most of the students get confused on the, in this, where to take minus and where to take the plus. So compression is at bottom and tension is at top. So minus PE by Z, plus minus, minus plus. So which is equal to minus plus P 1500 into 10 to the power 3 into E is the eccentricity 100 divided by Z is 24 into 10 raised to 6. So solve it, you will get the value. It is again 6.25. Is it right? Okay, so this is the stress due to eccentricity. Next is the dead load and live load. Okay. So here our live load is 40 kilonewton per meter, and dead load we need to find out from the cross sectional dimension. Okay. So first of all we will go for dead load. So dead load of beam is equal to 0.4 into 0.6 into 25 per meter length. We will calculate. So what is the answer? It is 6 kilonewton per meter. So now dead load is always UDL. Dead load is always UDL. So the bending moment due to dead load, that is MD, it is WL square divided by 8, which is equal to, it is WL square divided by 8, which is equal to, W is 6 into L square. L is our span. How much span is given? 8. So 6 into 8 square divided by 8. So this 8 will get cancelled. 6 into 8 is 48. So it is 48 kilonewton meter. This is the bending moment due to dead load. Now after the bending moment, calculate bending stress now. So the bending stress due to dead load, which is equal to MD by Z. Now how to give the plus minus sign? Now if you see, dead load is acting like this only, UDL will be there, and this load is downward load. This load is downward load. So this downward load will try to bend the neutral axis in this direction. It will try to push down the neutral axis. Okay, so it will be bend in sagging profile. Okay, it will be bend in sagging profile like the profile of this tendon. Okay, so it will bend in sagging profile. So if the sagging profile is there, then compression is at top, tension is at bottom. Okay, so compression is at top means at top it is plus, and at bottom tension is there means minus. So again it is plus minus. MD is 48 into 10 raised to 6 Newton mm divided by 24 into 10 raised to 6. So it is plus minus 2 megapascal Newton per mm square. Okay. Now after this, bending stress due to dead load. Similarly, we will calculate the bending stress due to live load also. So live load, or this is external load is equal to, how much it is given to us? It is 40 kilonewton per meter. 40 kilonewton per meter. Okay, so the bending moment due to live load, that is ML. Bending moment due to live load, it is WL square divided by 8, which is equal to, how much is the value of W? So W is 40 into 8 square divided by 8. So 1 8 will get cancelled. 8 for the 32. This is the bending moment. Please check the calculations. Then bending stress bending stress due to live load, which is equal to, so the bending stress due to live load, it is equal to ml by z. Now again, if you look this, the live load is acting on this beam, it is UDL and it is vertically downward. So if this downward load is there, it is coming down, it will push this neutral axis down. Okay, so it will, the profile of this neutral axis will be sagging profile. So again, for sagging profile, compression is at top, tension is at bottom. So compression is at top, so this will become plus, this is minus, which is equal to, again, plus minus, it is 320 into 10 raised to 6 divided by 24 into 10 raised to 6. So now solve this. It is plus minus 13.33 megapascal. Please check all the values, whether right or wrong. Okay. So now the last step, resultant stresses. Now this is the stress concept. So resultant stresses. So the resultant stresses. So first of all, we need to find out the resultant stress at top. Okay. So at top you will calculate sigma T is equal to, what is the stress at top? Now direct stress will be there, P by A. Then your stress due to eccentricity, PE by Z. Then stress due to dead loads, bending stress due to dead load, MD by Z, and then ML by Z. Okay. Now we are talking about top. So this is always plus. At top this stress is minus. This will be plus, and this is also plus. Okay. So sigma T is equal to, values are 6.25 minus this is again 6.25 plus 2 plus 13.33. So the final answer will be, this will get cancelled. 13.33 plus 2, it is 15.33 Newton per mm square. This is your resultant stress at top. Okay. This is your resultant stress at top. Now similarly, we will calculate sigma B also at bottom or at soffit. The another word for bottom is soffit. At bottom, sigma B is equal to P by A, then again P by Z, MD by Z, and ML by Z. This is always plus. Now this stress due to eccentricity is plus. Okay, this will be minus. This is also minus. So now if we calculate this, sigma B is equal to, it is 6.25 plus 6.25 minus 2 minus 13.33. So solve it now, let me know the answer. Minus 2.83. So the answer is minus 2.83 Newton per mm square. Okay. So now we will draw the diagrams. Okay. So now first for our reference, I will draw the line, and on that line we will draw the diagram. So now first we will draw the cross section of the beam over here. This is the cross section of the beam. Then I will draw the position of neutral axis. So this is the position of neutral axis. Okay, this is our neutral axis. Now first stress is direct stress. Okay, it is always constant, direct stress. So before going to the first, I will write the dimension. This is your 400 mm, and this total is 600 mm. This is nothing but cross section of beam. Okay. This is your cross section of beam. Now direct stress. So this is the direct stress. Its value is, at top it is 6.25 Newton per mm square. At bottom it is also 6.25 Newton per mm square. So this is the direct stress. This is your direct stress. Okay. Then next is the your stress due to eccentricity. Okay, so the stress due to eccentricity, what is the value? If we see the value of PE by Z, stress due to eccentricity, okay, if you see the value over it, minus plus 6.25. So at top it is minus, at bottom it is plus. So at top it is minus. Okay, so at top it is minus means from top we should plot it to. So at top it is minus. So I will plot over here minus. Here we will plot this. So this is our stress due to eccentricity. And how much is this value? It is again 6.25 MPa. This is minus and this is plus 6.25 MPa, and this is the stress due to eccentricity. This is the stress due to eccentricity. Okay, next diagram is again, next diagram is for, see here, next is your dead load. Okay. Next is your dead load, and bending stress due to dead load, it is plus minus 2 Newton per mm square due to dead load. So that we should plot plus minus 2. Okay, so for plus, at top it is plus, so I will plot to the right hand side because it is plus. Then at bottom it is minus, so this diagram will be like this. Okay, so what is the value? So here it is plus, this is minus, this is 2 Newton per mm square, 2 Newton per mm square, and this is what? Stress due to dead load. Okay, stress, bending stress you should write, not only stress, you should write here bending stress due to dead load. And then one more diagram is there for live load. Okay, one more diagram for live load also we will draw. So now same diagram will be there for live load also, just the values are different. So this is the diagram for the live load. It is 13.33. 13.33, this is plus, this is minus 13.33. You give the name stress due to live load. Stress due to live load. And finally, when you combine all these diagrams, you will get the resultant stress distribution diagram, and that should be drawn over here. The resultant stress distribution diagram is, now if you draw the diagram, then uh, the total sigma T and sigma B. What is the value of sigma T at top? It is plus 15.33, and at bottom it is minus 2.83. So at plus the value is maximum. So I will draw up to this extent. It is, how much it is? 15.33. So this is 15.33 megapascal. You write the unit accordingly. And at bottom it is minus, so it will cross somewhere here, and the value is less. Okay. So that this will be the diagram. So this is plus and this is minus. And minus, it is 2.83 Newton per mm square, and you can call this as a resultant stress distribution diagram. So you can call this as resultant stress distribution diagram. Okay, I hope now it is clear to you. So this is our stress concept. Now just by stress concept we have solved the numerical and we got the answer as 15.33 and 2.83. Okay. Now on the same numerical we will apply the strength concept and let us see that are we getting the same answer or it will differ. Okay. So now if these diagrams are over I will move to the next is strength concept. So the strength concept is we are going to use over here. So here in the strength concept, first what we do, we calculate the value of moment, then we calculate we know the precipitating force, we calculate the shift of C line from P line. Okay, that we usually calculate. So now here also we will calculate the total moment now. Okay. So already we know the value of the moment. So total bending moment M. It is bending moment of dead load plus bending moment of live load that we have already calculated here. What is our dead load moment? It is 48. Okay. What is our live load moment? It is 320. Okay. So 320 plus 48. There is no need to calculate it again and again. So 48 plus 320. How much it is? 863. 368 kilonewton meter. This is our total moment. Okay. So now shift. We will calculate the shift. We will call this as A. Shift is equal to what is the formula? It is M upon P, where M is the moment, total moment. So 368 into 10 raised to 6 divided by P is the precipitating force 1500 into 10 to the power 3. Calculate this value now. So it works out to be 245.33 mm. This is the shift. So from P line, now see, this is your P line. I will show you. Here at this level, at this maximum eccentricity, here your P line is there. Okay, here your P line is there. So from P line, your C line is situated at a distance of 245.33. Okay, so yesterday I have told you in detail how that shift is to be calculated. We have also solved one problem, so refer that. So now P line, this shift indicates that from P line your C line is at a distance of 245.33. Okay. Now we know the value of eccentricity. Eccentricity is equal to how much? It is 100 mm. So E means what? Eccentricity of P line from the centroidal axis. Okay. Now we will calculate E dash. E dash means what? Eccentricity of C line. This indicates eccentricity of P line. Okay, this E means what? Eccentricity of P line, and E dash means what? Eccentricity of C line. So E dash is equal to what? It is A minus E, which is equal to 245.33 minus E is 100, so it is 145.33 mm. Okay, so now the stresses, we will calculate the stresses at top and bottom. So the resultant stresses at top, sigma t is equal to, at top sigma t is equal to, it is C by A. Okay, now your C line is above the centroidal axis, so it will be plus C E dash by Z. Okay, if you put the value C is equal to P 1500 into 10 raised to 3 divided by area is 240 into 10 raised to 3 plus C is again 1500 into 10 raised to 3 into E dash is 145.33 divided by Z 24 into 10 to the power 6. So if you solve this, you will get the stress at top. Similarly, you can calculate the stress at bottom, sigma B, which is equal to C by A minus C E dash by Z, okay, which is equal to, again the same values are there. So what is the stress at top? Is 15.33 at top. Okay, so we are getting the same value. So therefore, sigma T is equal to 15.33 MPa at top, and sigma B is equal to bottom ला किती आलं थोडं झालं का -2.83. Are we getting the same answer? What is at bottom? जस्ट एकदा प्लस करायचं आणि एकदा मायनस करायचं ना, आहे त्या क्वांटिटी. एवढा वेळ कसं काय लागतंय तुम्हाला कॅल्क्युलेशनला? -2.83, correct. So same values we got by this concept also, strength concept. Now again we will draw the diagram for the strength concept also. So here this is the cross section of the beam, 400 mm by 600 mm. Then we will draw the neutral axis. This is the neutral axis. Then we will take the reference lines. So now our first stress is direct stress. You know that C by A. Okay, so direct stress is always positive. So we will draw the diagram of direct stress. So this is the diagram for direct stress. What is the value of direct stress? C by A. It is same 6.25. Okay, MPa megapascal. 6.25 megapascal. And next diagram is then the next is for CE dash by Z. So now what is the value? CE dash by Z. What was the value of CE dash by Z? It is 9.08. Okay. So CE dash by Z, it is plus and minus. So at top it is plus. So it is plotted over here at top. At bottom it is minus. So it is minus. So if I plot it, this is the diagram. Okay. Okay. Now final distribution diagram is already known to you. Final stress distribution diagram. For that incomplete diagram, that is your homework. You will complete that remaining stress distribution diagram. Now we will move to the next concept, that is load balancing. So by stress and strain concept we are getting the same answer. Now we will see by load balancing concept. Okay. Load balancing concept. So by using the load balancing now, what what we will do now? So first of all we will see net downward load, then we will calculate the upward load and then net load. Okay. So here on this beam, which type of load is acting? It is which type of load is there? UDL or UVL? UDL is acting. Okay. So and parabolic tendon is there. So when the parabolic tendon is there, your upward load, it is, what is your upward load? 8 pH upon L square. Okay, it is 8 pH upon L square. So that we will calculate now. Just a moment. Okay. So now the next is the load balancing. So here dead load. Dead load is already known to us. What is the dead load? We have calculated 6 kilonewton per meter. Okay. So dead load moment is already with us, and we know the bending stress due to dead load already. Already we have calculated, no? So still I will write here MD. Moment due to dead load. What was the moment? It is 48 kilonewton meter. And dead load stress MD by Z, it was plus minus 2 megapascal. Please check the values. After that, see external load. External load. That is your live load. It is given as, how much is the external load? 30 or 40? It is 40 kilonewton per meter. 40 kilonewton per meter. So the upward load we need to calculate. Upward load WC or WU, upward load, how much it is? It is 8 pH upon, oh sorry, 8 PE upon L square. 8 PE upon L square. So 8 into P into E is the eccentricity. What is the value of eccentricity? It is 100. 100 is दिले ना? 100 divided by L square. Now all these values are in Newton. Okay. So now this 40 is in kilonewton per meter. So we will keep all the values in kilonewton per meter. Or either if we calculate this answer in Newton mm, then we need to convert this also in Newton mm. So it is better for the calculation that we should take these values in unit kilonewton meter. So 8 into 1500 as it is into is the eccentricity, it is 100 mm, so 0.1 meter divided by 8 square, so that you will get the value of the load. What is the value? It is 18.75 kilonewton per meter, and net downward load, which is equal to 40 minus 18.75. which is 21.25 kilonewton per meter. So this is the net downward load. Then bending moment, that is ml, which is equal to wl square by 8, which is 21.25 into L square. L is 8 square divided by 8, which is equal to is 170 kilonewton meter. 170 kilonewton meter. Please calculate the value. Check the calculation. So now after this moment calculation, we will calculate the stresses at top and stresses at bottom. Okay. So the resultant stresses. So at top, sigma T is equal to, it is P by A, then dead load MD by Z, and live load ML by Z. Okay. So at top this is plus, this is always plus. So if you put the value P by A, it is 6.25, plus MD by Z is 2, plus ML by Z. So ML by Z value we have not calculated here. We will calculate that. Bending stress due to external load, it is ML by Z plus minus, so which is equal to plus minus, it is 170 into 10 raised to 6 divided by 24 into 10 raised to 6. So it is plus minus 170 by 24. It is 7.08 Newton per mm square. So now it is 7.08. So which is equal to, how much it is now? Plus 2 plus 6.25. So it is 15.33 megapascal. And then at bottom, sigma B is equal to, it is P by A, which is plus minus MD by Z minus ML by Z, which is equal to 6.25 minus 2 minus 7.08, and if you calculate this, it will work out to be 2.83 MPa. And at the last, you need to draw the diagram. Okay, direct stress check diagram and bending stress due to dead load check diagram. Bending stress due to live load. And at the last, final resultant stress distribution diagram. Okay, so now this is a single problem which we have solved with all the three concepts: stress concept, strength concept, and load balancing concept. Okay, so now nobody has asked the doubt, so I assume that everything is clear to you. Okay, so now this is the type of problem which is mainly asked in the examination. They will give you one numerical and they will tell you to solve by all the three methods. Okay, and you yourself, this is the only problem in the examination where you come to know that whatever you have solved, it is right or wrong, because in by all the three methods you are going to get the same answer. Okay, and if your answer is differ somewhere, then you will come to know that in the examination itself तुमचं बरोबर आहे का चुकलंय जर written examination झाली तर. Okay, for online examination MCQ questions will be there. So now this is the resultant stresses. Now we will take another problem. Okay, one more problem is there. Okay, so this problem will take, I will write the problem here. The problem is a prestressed concrete beam 250 mm wide. Next question. A prestressed concrete beam 250 mm wide and 375 mm deep is prestressed by is prestressed by concentrically placed tendon. Concentrically placed. Concentrically means eccentricity is zero. Okay, that is the meaning of concentric. Concentrically placed tendon. Okay, so this is the important word. Concentrically placed. Okay, how it is placed? It is concentrically. So the span of the beam is the span of beam is 9 meter. 9 meter. Please note down all the problems. Make the proper notes. आता नाही तर तुम्हाला परत जर कॉम्पिटिटिव्ह एक्झामला हे प्रॉब्लेम विचारले जाते असंच असते प्रिस्टेस वरचे न्यूमरिकल सो दिस विल बी व्हेरी हेल्पफुल टू यू प्लीज नोट डाउन द प्रॉब्लेम्स it is my experience that some students not take down the notes and after pass out after 1 year and 6 months they again came sir please give the notes okay so right now I am giving it you write it down okay so it is very important. The beam is 9 meter. The span of the beam is 9 meter. The beam has to support an imposed load. Imposed load means live load. Another name to live load is imposed load of 5.5 kilonewton per meter. Find the stressing force. Find the pre-stressing force. Find the pre-stressing force necessary so that so that the tension is just avoided. Tension is just avoided tension is just avoided at the soffit of at the soffit of midspan. Okay, this is the half of the part, and next the problem is continued like this. If if however if however the tendon is placed placed at an eccentricity of 60 mm, find find the pre-stressing force to avoid to, to just avoid retention at soffit of beam. Problem. Read the problem carefully now. So this problem is divided into two parts. So I have written it with different color codes. So now both the parts we will solve one by one. So a prestressed concrete beam 250 mm wide, 375 mm deep. So the cross-sectional dimensions are given to you. Is prestressed by concentrically placed tendons. So initially it is prestressed by concentrically placed tendons. So here the point to be noted is eccentricity is 0 when the tendon is concentrically placed. Okay. So next, the span of the beam is 9 meters. Span is given to you. The beam has to support an imposed load of 5.5 kilonewton. Find the prestressing force. So here you need to calculate the value of prestressing force. आत्तापर्यंतच्या प्रॉब्लेम मध्ये तुम्हाला पी ची व्हॅल्यू दिलेली असायची 1000 किलोन्यूटन 1200 1500 some these values were given to you in the earlier problems up till now which we have solved. Now here in this problem what they says, find the prestressing force, okay, so that the tension is just avoided at the soffit of midspan. So this is the condition is given to you. Okay. So this is the condition. By using this condition, you need to find out this pre-stressing force. Okay. Now how to find out? Let us see over here. So first of all, we will write the given data. We can calculate the area of the beam directly. It is 250 mm wide, 375 mm deep. So 250 into 375. Calculate, do the calculations, let me know the values. It is 93750 mm square. Please check the values. Okay. Then the value of Z, rectangular section is there, BD square by 6. So B is 240 250 into 375 square by 6. It is 5.85 into 10 raised to 6. Please check the calculations. Okay. Now calculate the bending moment. Okay. So we need to calculate the bending moment. So what is the bending moment now? Here you can see cross-sectional dimensions is given, imposed load is given, live load is given. So dead load we need to calculate. Dead load of beam. How much is the dead load? It is 0.25 into 0.375 into 1 into 25. So it is 0.25 into 0.375 into 25. So it is 2.34 kilonewton per meter. This is the dead load. So bending moment due to dead load. This is MD. Which is equal to, it is 2.34 into WL square by 8. I will write the formula first. WL square by 8, which is equal to 2.34 into What is the span? 9 meter into 9 square by 8. So what is the answer now? It is 23.73 kilonewton meter. Please check the value again. This is the moment due to dead load. Okay. Now we will calculate the bending stress due to dead load. This is equal to md by z plus minus, which is equal to plus minus 23.73 into 10 raised to 6 divided by z is 24 into 10, sorry, no, it is not 24 into 10 raised to 6. What is the value of z? It is 5.85 into 10 raised to 6. So the answer is it is plus minus 4.05 Newton per mm square. Okay. Plus minus 4.05 Newton per mm square. This is the bending stress due to dead load. Similarly, we will calculate the live load and bending stress due to live load. Okay. So live load, it is given to us 5.5 kilonewton per meter square. So now here live load is equal to 5.5 kilonewton per meter. So the bending moment due to live load, it is WL square by 8, which is equal to, by live load, so it is 5.5 into 9 square divided by 8, so it is 55.68 kilonewton meter. Check the values. So now the bending stress due to live load, bending stress due to live load is equal to plus minus ml by z, which is equal to ml is 55.68, 55.68 into 10 raised to 6 divided by 5.85 into 10 raised to 6 plus minus. So what is the answer? Divided by 5.85, 9.51 Newton per mm square. This is the answer. Now see what they have told us. The condition given is find P. Okay, I will write here for your understanding. And now whatever I am writing, if you think it is important, then copy down it, or otherwise it is not the part of the problem. I am just explaining you what is given in the problem now. See what we will do now. Here what they have mentioned, find P. Now we need to find out the this distressing force. What they have told us, tension is just avoided at the soffit of beam. टेन्शन काय केलेलं आहे, टेन्शन इज अवॉइडेड. ओके, नुसतं अवॉइड केलेलं नाहीये, जस्ट अवॉइडेड. दिस इज द इम्पॉर्टंट वर्ड. टेन्शन इज नॉट जस्ट अवॉइडेड. आणि कुठं केलेलं आहे हे, ऍट सॉफिट. सॉफिट मीन्स व्हॉट? सॉफिट मीन्स बॉटम. सॉफिट मीन्स बॉटम. Now see, if I draw this diagram of m by z, okay, general diagram. See, आता ही जी मी ड्रॉ करतोय डायग्राम, if this diagram is this, like this normal diagram, this is the normal m by z diagram. Okay, for M by Z diagram, it may be for dead load, maybe for live load. Don't think about that. This is M by Z diagram. So in general, I will tell this M by Z diagram. So now this is your zero line. This is the zero line. Okay, 0 0. So from 0, when you go towards this side, right hand side, okay, positive values are there and stress is compressive. That is why it is plot over there. From 0, when you go on this side, okay, when you go on the left hand side, then this implies that here we take it as negative and tensile stress is there. Tensile. Okay, but in the this is one type of diagram. Another diagram, if you draw exactly opposite of this, so it may be like this diagram. It may be like this. Okay. So this is again, this is minus and this is plus. M by Z diagram. So in both the case, you look at the bottom. This is the bottom. Bottom is having some values. This bottom is having some values. Okay, some values. So tension is just avoided means what? Tension is just avoided means what? Whatever your resultant stress is there. Okay. So whatever your resultant stress is there, that resultant stress at the bottom must be zero. Okay. That resultant stress at the bottom must be zero so that the tension gets avoided. So now in simple language, if I say that, if they say that what they have said to us, tension is just avoided at soffit. So therefore, we will take here sigma b is equal to 0. Why sigma b is equal to 0? Because they have taken told that tension is just avoided. Just avoided means what? Tension. There should not be any tension. It doesn't mean that there is a compression at the bottom. ओके. टेन्शन जास्त अवॉइड करा असं त्यांनी सांगितलंय तुम्हाला प्रॉब्लेम मध्ये. याचा अर्थ असा नाही की तुम्ही कॉम्प्रेशन झोन मध्ये जा. ओके. सो इन दिस केस वी विल पुट द व्हॅल्यू सिग्मा बी इज इक्वल टू व्हॉट? Sigma b is equal to 0. Okay. So this is your resultant stress at bottom. This is the condition given in the problem. So this is the very important condition which is given in the problem. This condition. Okay. So now sigma b is 0. Then how to calculate the sigma b? Sigma b आपण कसे calculate करतो? काय फॉर्म्युला असतो sigma b चा? So sigma b is nothing but it is p by a. Then here the tendon is concentric. So pe by z is 0. Am I right? Are you getting it or not? Or shall we go step by step if this is overdose to you? Okay, so first of then calculate direct stress now first. Direct stress. Direct stress is sigma 0, which is equal to, it is P by A, but we don't know the value of P. So P we will keep as it is. Area, what is the value of area? Area is 93750. 93750 mm Newton per mm square. This is MPa. This is your direct stress. So here, as tendon is concentric, E must be 0. So therefore, Pe by Z is equal to what? 0. Now combine all this. Pe by Z तर 0 च आहे. Direct stress ची value तुम्हाला माहिती आहे. Now here the bending stress is also calculated by you. Bending stress due to live load 9.51. Okay, and bending stress due to dead load 4.05. So here if you put all the values, what you will get? So here sigma b is equal to 0. So therefore P divided by 93750 minus, at bottom it is minus. You can see the sign minus at the bottom here also. This minus is at the bottom for dead load, and for live load also minus is at the bottom. Okay. So minus the 4.05 minus 9.51. 9.51, which must be equal to 0. Therefore P is equal to, if you solve this you will get the value of P. It is 1271.25 kilonewton. This is the value of pre-stressing force. Okay. So here your first part is over. Whatever written in the blue, that first part is over here. Now next what they have told us in the next part. So we have calculated the pre-stressing force. Now if however tendon is placed at an eccentricity of 16 mm. So instead of this concentric tendon, now if this same tendon is placed at an eccentricity of what? An eccentricity of 60 mm. Find the pre-stressing force, and the condition is same, to just avoid the tension at the soffit of the beam. So the condition is same, but in the same problem now with same condition, now instead of concentric tendon, if you place this tendon below the neutral axis to 60 mm, so eccentricity is 60 mm, then what will be the pre-stressing force? This they have asked. Okay, so now we need to answer it. So here case 2, first is case 1. Okay, you write it there, case 1. This is your case 1. Okay, this is case 1. Now case 2, here when tendon placed eccentrically, when tendon placed eccentrically, that is E is equal to how much? 60 m. E is equal to how much? 60 m. मग त्या केसमध्ये काय होईल? सगळं असंच राहील, फक्त इथं जे तुम्ही काय केलेलं आहे, इथं पीई बाय झेड ची व्हॅल्यू किती घेतलेली आहे? हियर when tendon is concentric, P by Z is 0, but when your this eccentricity is now 60 mm, then this should have some value. Okay, so we will calculate this value Pe by Z. So stress due to eccentricity, which is equal to Pe by Z. Okay, Pe by Z, it is minus at top plus at bottom. Okay, so minus plus P as it is into E is 60 mm. Okay, the value of E is 60 divided by Z. How much is the value of Z? 5.85 into 10 raised to power 6. So this is the stress due to eccentricity. So this is the only the additional what we can say stress will get added. So now again sigma b equal to 0. Therefore P divided by 93750, that is direct stress. काय काय येणार आहे इथं? काय काय येणार आहे ते आधी मी लिहितो. सिग्मा बी इक्वल टू 0. देअरफॉर काय काय टर्म्स येणार? पी बाय ए प्लस पीई बाय झेड, बॉटमच्या सगळ्या क्वांटिटी येणार, मायनस एम डी बाय झेड मायनस एम एल बाय झेड, ऑल दिस मस्ट बी इक्वल टू 0. Therefore P divided by 93750 plus P into 100 divided by 5.85 into 10 raised to 6. No, it is not 100, it is 60. Eccentricity is given as 60 minus 4.05 and 9.51. 05 and 9.51. Equate this to 0. Therefore, after solving this, you will get the value of P. 647.96 into 10 raised to 3 Newton. That is in kilonewton. How much it is? It is 647.96. Okay then. So I think all the variety of the numericals we have covered. There is these types of problems are there which may be asked to the in the examination. So instead of rectangular section now, suppose they give you I section, what you will do, what will be the change in the problem if the I section is given to you instead of rectangular section? The change in the problem is only thing is that you will not get directly the value of z. Here right now in I rectangular section you are getting that value bd square by 6 very easily. But if instead of, suppose now instead of rectangular section I section is given, then that value bd square by 6 you won't get directly. You need to find out first the moment of inertia of that I section, and then I by y, you divide it by y. Okay, so if the I section is not unsymmetrical, I section is there, then you will get the two values of z, that is z top and z bottom. Okay, and accordingly you have to solve the further problem. Okay, for the stresses at top you need to divide it by z top, and stresses at bottom you should divide it from bottom. It is homework to you, you solve it. I will give you the problem. Try by yourself. A simply supported prestressed concrete beam. Okay, so simply supported, I will write in short, you also write down the given data and solve it. Simply supported prestressed concrete beam, prestressed concrete beam, span is given as 8 meter. Okay, so L is given to you 8 meter of symmetrical I section, of symmetrical, it is now unsymmetrical, now symmetrical I section. So its cross section is I section. Okay, each flange is 300 mm by flange dimension 300 mm by 60 mm. Okay, flanges चे dimension काय आहे? So it is 300 mm by 60 mm. Web is 60 mm thick. Okay. What is the thickness of web? So web is of web, it is given as 60 by 180 by 180 mm. Okay, so flanges are given, top and bottom flanges 300 by 60, web is 60 by 180. Okay. And they told us the beam has to support a superimposed load in addition to its own weight. So live load is given to you, it is 2 kilonewton per meter. Okay, in addition to dead load. So this much data is given, and they have told us to find out the extreme stresses, calculate the extreme stresses, calculate resultant stresses or extreme stresses, okay, in the beam. So this is the question, this is the problem for you to solve. The number of problems we have solved over here. इथं मी सोडवून देतो आणि तुम्ही कॉपी करताय ह्याला काय अर्थ नाही. Now you try it by yourself and see how you understood the thing.